What's good, guys? Your boy, Mister Old Skool Ryder, come back at you one more again. I have a very special guest on the line. I have a lady that have some type of books, taste us together, books doing all type of tasting and everything else. And we're not talking about food. I have a special guest. I have Miss India T. Norfleet. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. What's going on, Miss India?
Hello. Yes, you're saying it correctly. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good.
All right, you wanted to request of people that on the show. You have some very interesting books. So tell us about yourself a little bit, India.
Okay. My name is India. I've been writing for about, I want to say 6 or 7 years, I think going on 7. I started in high school with short stories and poetry and things like that. I've always had a love for reading. That's how I got into writing. I've always had a love for reading. I just used to devour novels growing up. And so one day after reading like the Harlequin romance novels, I decided that I wanted to try my hand and write myself and see if I could write like all these other authors that I admired. So I sat down, I think in 2010, to write my first book called Playing for Keeps. It was more of a romance. It wasn't really erotic back then when I first started. Um, but I sat down and wrote my first book, self-published it. And I just fell in love with writing even more. And I've been writing ever since.
All right. So since you was telling me you started off doing romantic. So when did you get into the erotic arena?
The erotica came later. I would get comments about the sex scenes that I would write. So the comments were always like good comments or whatever. They would tell me how much they loved the sex scenes, or how dope they were, everything like that. So I'm like, oh well, maybe I should just kind of move all the way into erotica. And I guess I still write romance now, but it's just more like erotic romance, or I'm labeled as an urban erotic romance author. But that came probably about 5 or 6 books later. I think I published Taste Us Together first. I might have been with a publisher. Yeah, I was with a publisher. And I published Taste Us Together first. And then after Taste Us Together, I wrote this book called Addicted to His Stroke. And so after that, that's kind of where the erotica started at and just kind of really took off from there.
Man, that sounds like some good experiences in your lifetime, right? Yeah, some of this stuff is quite interesting. Oh my god! And I be looking on your social media. I'm like, come on, man, she ain't getting in like that, man. It got to be. Well, the people they eat it up.
Yes, they do. They do. I love it. I've developed a fan base probably within maybe the last maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I've developed a small little fan base. I have friends that like to say it's bigger than what it is, but I don't think so. But I still enjoy interacting and talking to my readers that enjoy my work because not everybody really likes erotica. But I had a guy today tell me that he was really excited and had read some of my work and couldn't wait to check it out because it wasn't a lot of erotica for African Americans. A lot of African American erotica that was kind of tastefully put together. And I took that as a real compliment because I really take pride in my work. I really, even with all of the stages that go through, even if people end up not liking it, I take so much pride in my work and I enjoy what I do. So that was like a huge compliment to me.
Oh, that's some good stuff. I know most of the times in that particular genre, man, we pretty much go straight into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you.
I think that I get other people tell me too sometimes that they love the fact that it comes with a storyline because it's not, erotica is just like the wham bam, thank you, ma'am. But it comes with a storyline and it builds up, to the erotic parts or whatever reason that people call it erotica. Now, I've actually had people say that it could fit in several different genres because it's not just erotica in the book. Like it could be suspense, romance, crime, all that kind of stuff, like all in one book. But I just kind of geared myself toward erotica with all of the sex that was in the books. And because I was getting so much positive feedback, I just stayed in my lane because that's what I knew how to do. And then I started getting couples and women. First, it was just women by themselves, and it was men, and it was couples that actually came to me like for advice, or they would come to me and tell me that they read my book to each other and stuff like that. So I thought that was really great, to have that kind of connection with my readers.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, you're most definitely right about that. That you're listening to your fans to a certain extent, and pretty much you're writing what's from the heart or whatnot. You're not just throwing stuff out there.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we like about you as well. All right. So how many books do you have under your credit right now?
I have about 40, trying to see if I'm counting them all, but I think I have about 40. I think I just published my 48th book last month or month before last. And I just finished book number 49 yesterday. So 49, yeah.
49? Why you have time to write like this?
Well, I was when I first started, I was working and writing, but I have two children. So once I had my son, after I had him, my husband was like, "You don't have to go back to work no more. It's write and do what you want to do, follow your dream." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, shout out to him for making it possible.
Yeah, he's like, "You can just stay at home and write." So I spent a lot of time writing. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy being a stay-at-home mom, not at all. But I manage it, and then I'm able to write, and I also run other businesses as well from home. So when I'm not writing, I'm working on other businesses once I get my kids situated.
Oh yeah, you gotta have multiple streams of income. That is correct.
Definitely.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you just never know what's gonna pop. Man,
Right.
besides the books.
Exactly.
Man, you've been writing for a long time. 49 books. Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
you cranking them like two. Man, you cranking them books out like Tupac did those records.
I love Tupac too. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I always am. But yeah,
Oh man.
I feel like I'm a little behind actually. I feel like if I gave myself more if I was I know I'm disciplined, but sometimes like we know our weaknesses and our strengths, as individuals. So sometimes I feel like I could do more, but I still just take it for what it's worth because even though I feel like I could have been further along far as how many books I published, I'm still, grateful because 49 books is still 49 books. So it's like, wow. it's still 49 books. So
Golly. Looks like your book's a mixture of self-published and also under a publishing house. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct. Right now, I'm with a small publisher, but when I first started, I self-published. I think my first 4 or 5 books, and then I went to a small publisher, left that publisher, um, went to another small publisher, left them, and then went to another small publisher, and then in between, I will self-publish. So now I'm with a small publisher, and I plan to stay there until I'm ready to see whatever is next for me.
Wow, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So you say you've been writing since so you self-published like a long time ago when it was kind of hard to do it then, right?
It was both. It wasn't super hard back then, but it was becoming easier. I think I when I published, they were kind of going into like the ebook world, so it wasn't. They weren't the paper. You can find everything on ebook. Everything was just like um being read on Kindle. Amazon Kindle had become really popular around that time.
Oh yeah, you pretty much came towards the end of technology actually was taking over
Right,
to
right.
make it easier for you to put your book out.
Right, because I think if I had started a little bit more whenever like the wave first hit for self-publishing on Amazon, I think I probably could have been I probably would have had out more books and a bigger audience back then because you could do a lot more with erotica. Now it's a lot of restrictions, not just on Amazon, but other publishing outlets. They're kind of strict about the erotica, and Amazon have in the past hidden a few of my books because of the titles and things like that. Not necessarily the content, but because of the title, they've restricted some of my books. And because of what I publish, I have to slow down because my 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 Instagram and Facebook are both in jeopardy of being shut down.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I sound like you've been in Facebook jail quite a few times.
Yeah, so I had to stay out of jail. So it was more than a few times I had to stay out of jail because I couldn't make any money and I couldn't tell people when I had my next books because they would restrict me constantly. And it's crazy because uh I know Facebook owns Instagram, and they don't bother me as much on there, but I still have to be mindful. Like I can publish the little sayings, but if the pictures are too erotic, they take it down, and then they tell me it's in jeopardy of being shut down. But they on Facebook especially, I have to be especially careful. But it was funny to me that they weren't that wasn't putting me in jail because of other people's content like memes and stuff that I would repost. They put me in jail because of my own stuff. So I was
Yeah, it was you.
yeah, I was posting snippets from my book and one-liners from my books and stuff. And so everything was fine at first, but I think something happened. I don't know. I think something happened. It was a man. I think he did something to some kids or did something to a little girl. So Facebook kind of, once that
Oh
happened,
boy.
like, started restricting stuff really bad when the video started going viral. I think it was on the news. And right
Oh
after
no.
Facebook kind of like started being really strict on things that you can publish. So they were saying that I was promoting sex and not sex, sexual solicitation or something like that. But it was from my book. These was snippets and one-liners and things from my book. So one day I went to try to delete the stuff, and so I was like, well, let me try to see if I can delete as much as I can to keep me out of jail. So I went to try to delete it, and all this stuff popped up on my screen like it had a virus, like restricted, like all this stuff kept coming out. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I tried to hurry up and like log out, but Facebook had already logged it. So they was like, you can't get on your page for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days because of your content. And I was so frustrated. So now I can only post my content on my blog, and people
Mm.
speaks and stuff. I can't post the stuff on Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I can post it on Instagram, but I can't post it on Facebook.
Yeah, when I was on Facebook maybe 10 years ago, it started to get kind of crazy anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone put me like in a couple groups. I'm like, what kind of groups are these? I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, it was
I'm like, I saw it was getting crazy, Then
Yeah,
over the years, people be talking about, hey, I'm in jail. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm in Facebook jail. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, they so sensitive now. You can't do anything, which kind of sucks for, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on there harassing anybody or anything like that. And I'm not soliciting sex. It's a art, you know. So it kind of sucks that I can't be, creatively express myself. And because I'm still building, I don't have enough people that I can get to come to my website to read the stuff, So it's taking time, but what I did have, like my base and readership on Facebook, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of lost some of them because, like I said, I kept getting put in jail and everything like that, and they kept restricting me. So I'm just trying to find new ways and new avenues to kind of get around it. But it kind of sucks for people who write erotica and things like
Yeah, I get. They want certain things to be PG, but it's not PG like that for real out there. They people.
that.
Sometimes I don't know how some people get around the algorithm. The
Yeah,
algorithm is messing up the whole game. It's a good thing for certain things, but when it goes the wrong way, it kind of mess up your money.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then some people still get away with it today. I see some stuff posted on Facebook or Instagram that they'll shut me down for, but I see other people posting. I'm like, what is going on? But I don't try to post it because, like I said, because it's in danger of being deleted, I try to kind of like um keep it
Just
together because still where all my connections are, and then I'm able to grab people's attention with the stuff I post, so they'll go buy my books. Like if I post the snippets on Instagram or parts of my erotic poetry and stuff, they'll go buy the books, and I'll get new readers like that. They're like, I just found your page, and what I'm saying, I can't wait to read your book, or I just downloaded two of your books and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I don't want the page to go anywhere, but I have started another one as a backup for my products. I do like oils and stuff, so I started a backup for that.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully, um if they do ever get rid of that one, I just have to start over and they can follow the other page.
Yeah, you need to reach out to some of your followers. I'm sure you already did that. Say, hey, I got this page over here. I'm sure you did that already, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. But the thing that sucks with social media is that everybody is not on there at the same time. People work different
That's
days,
true.
different hours, so it kind of gets lost. Some people follow me, some people signed up for my email list to be able to keep up with me. Um, but for the most part, like if I disappear, I have this stuff listed on Amazon. But if my Facebook and Instagram disappear, you still can come to the website, but you just have to know that I have one up. So
Yeah, with the algorithm, it's some stuff I don't understand. It be some people butt ass naked on there, and they messing with you about some words.
yes,
I'm
yes,
like, come on.
that's
You
the
you see it. I see it every day. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's what
It's crazy.
I understand. I'm like, they not saying nothing to this person, nothing to this person, but here I come in, they like everything I post. Like I can't do Instagram ads, I can't do Facebook ads, I can't do anything because they have blocked everything. Talking
Oh
about
man, they hating.
yes, talking about I'm promoting and soliciting and all this other kind of stuff. I'm promoting sex and all that other kind of stuff. Not that they're lying about that part, but I'm not trying to solicit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sell my books, and how else am I going to get people to read my work if I can't promote the stuff? But I read an article that said, as it was changing on Facebook, that erotic authors had to be mindful of the covers they posted and the things they posted because changing. So even for the white authors, I was hearing stuff because I was hearing because our the communities are the same but different at the same time. So I was
Mm.
even for like the white erotic authors, y'all have to be careful what y'all post and y'all covers and the things that y'all say and things like that. So like I said, that sucks. And then Amazon still, it's like always somebody, no matter where you turn, somebody is controlling your stuff, because like I said, Amazon, they can hide your stuff. They can make it to where it doesn't come up in the search for you if they feel like it's too X-rated or whatever. So even my own website, they wouldn't let me promote on, I think, Google or something else because it was erotica, and I'm like, y'all, the World Wide Web, and it's porn on here. So what is the problem with my stuff now? So it's like everywhere I turned, I was just getting blocked. So it kind of sucked for a while, but I'm still sticking to it.
Yeah, you got to just keep going. You can't let something discourage you. So, do you do any type of book fairs? I know because of the atmosphere we had in the last few years, but when did you have you did any type of book fairs yet?
Yeah, I haven't did any since we've been in the middle of COVID or whatever, but I did do book fairs. I did book fairs before that. I attended a lot of different ones in state. I live in Michigan and out of state as well. Traveled to Georgia, Chicago, Tennessee for different events. I also, with my first book, I gave a book signing downtown Detroit, and then some years later, I gave a book signing also in Michigan. I forgot what city I was in though. But I do book events and fairs and everything like that. But COVID just got everything so messed up right now. I did do one during COVID. I went to one event during COVID, and that turned out nice. But
Mm.
that's the one I went to during this time.
Oh, that'll work right there. Yeah, actually, with this writers book club, I'm pretty much gonna have like an author coming in every so often. But
Okay,
actually, sometime next year, I'm supposed to be putting on some type of book fair here in Atlanta.
okay.
If you happen to just be this way, I'll give you a date on it when I get everything set up. I would
Okay.
like you to come through if you can.
I would definitely you give me the information. I would definitely like to come down there. I used to go to Atlanta all the time. I haven't been in some years, but I used to go all the time. But I have family in Atlanta, and I just had two of my younger brothers just moved to Atlanta recently within the last few months. So
Are they coming out here for school? They just out here for just other stuff.
no, one my youngest brother he just wants to come out there to live. He fell in Atlanta, fell in love with Atlanta, and he just wants
Mm,
to live. My other brother, he was helping take care of my mom. She passed away
mm.
back in April. And so once he left Florida, he went to move to Atlanta. So he been there since then, and they both love Atlanta. They like southern states and warm states. They hate the cold here. We get all kind of snow and below zero weather and stuff and negative fives and stuff like that. So they tired of that and wanted to move to warmer climates. But I have them, and I have cousins and other siblings in Atlanta. So Atlanta and all the surrounding areas and things like that.
Yeah, most definitely being in Atlanta would get you so much material out here.
Yes, yes. I like I said, I used to get in the car with my friends, my husband, his friends and stuff like that. And we used to take all our friends and we used to go back and forth to Atlanta. We used to take weekend trips to Atlanta. It was so fun. So I definitely enjoyed it. But it's been a minute since I've been down there. So like I said, and I actually went to an event down there, not this year, but maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I went to an expo, women's expo where I sold books, and it's another the lady. She put on, I can't think of her name right now, the company, but she puts on a book event every year in Atlanta. And I haven't. I think I went last time her event was like 2 or 3 years ago. So it was really nice. It's always nice down there. I love to go to Atlanta. Love to come there and have fun, sell my book, shop, eat, all that stuff. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be all right down here. It's gonna be
yeah,
all right, man. Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't realize we had that many authors down here. I'm like,
Oh,
dang.
oh yeah, Atlanta is full of amazing black authors. Some amazing black authors. I'm friends with some of them on Facebook, um, and I look forward to going down there and connecting when I do get to find out about book events, especially when I find out in time, because sometimes you don't always find out right away or whatever. Especially like I said, now with traveling during COVID, it's kind of difficult sometimes when you don't know ahead of time and if different things are going on. But I would love to. So you give me the information, I'll definitely try to make sure I'm there. And I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, I want to make sure the weather is not. I can't make sure, but I'm gonna try to put it at a
Yeah.
time that is not too crazy.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
I was going to do it probably like I was going to probably do it like in no end of November. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be too last minute for me.
I mean, hey, it might work. You got to see how it work out for you. If it work out for you, you'll bring, that'll bring all the writers and stuff. Will bring the audience and things like that. But yeah,
Hmm.
it worked for you.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna do like the smaller settings first. Like I'm just gonna bring like one author in maybe like once a month so they can talk about their book, do a little book signing, stuff like that.
That would be real dope. That's nice.
I mean, then like boom, bow, the event.
Right, right. I like that. So you kind of like building up to it, building.
Trying to build up to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have pretty much halfway through the show.
Okay.
So what's the writing process for you? How's it work on your end?
Uh, I I don't know. I just sit down to write, come up with different things. I might outline sometime. I might start with a line that I heard somewhere on TV, the radio. I listen to a lot of music when I write, so that inspires writing. Life inspires writing. So like I get an idea from anywhere, and I'm ready to go write. Or I might be inspired by something I seen on TV, a talk with friends, or Facebook posts, all kinds of stuff. So for me, I grab a pen and pad or my phone, or a computer, a laptop, and just sit down and just sit down and write. And most of the time, the words just flow, unless like something is going on where I don't really want to write at that moment. But for the most part, the words just flow once I sit down and have like a get into that vibe and stuff like that, and I'm good to go, and I can just write and write and write.
Oh wow, that'll work right there. So
Yeah.
how you go about dealing with writer's block if you get stuck sometimes? How you go about dealing with that?
Sometimes I listen to more music. Sometimes I step away from the computer or the laptop for a few days. Whatever book I'm working on, I have to give it a breather, step away from a few days, and kind of let life in to kind of see where the writer's block is coming from. So, or sometimes I might go on vacation, because vacation might be something that I need to kind of keep myself occupied until I can get back to writing and things like that. Or sometimes I might read other people's books, so to kind of get me inspired again, like, dang, I can't wait to tell my story like that or similar to that, or just in general. And then I'll start, then that'll kind of get me out of it. And like I said, definitely music.
Oh, that's some good stuff right there. Just as long as you ain't copying, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I can never read. Like, I'm
uh,
with a book. I can, if I'm in the middle of writing my book, I can never read anybody else's unless I'm stuck. If I'm stuck, I can go read a whole book, and then I can come back motivated because I read their work to write my own. But yeah, we don't do that around here. We don't copy people's work, because I would never want anybody to copy mine. Because I work hard. And I have a lot of writer friends. We work really hard to put original stories together, to give people original stories, and black love, black culture and stuff. You work hard to put those stories together, so it's a violation and a slap to the face when somebody steals your work or copies your work or plagiarizes your work.
oh yeah, and nowadays they got software too. We can find that if you copying now.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Because people just, I don't know, they just don't care, and it's like that's the worst thing that can happen to a writer, because I just sat here and slaved all these hours over a book, and then I turn around and you snatched everything that I've written, and I've poured my heart into this book, soul, blood, tears, sweat,
Mm.
into writing this book, and you turn around and steal it. So I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, if you're gonna steal something, you might as well go ahead and get you a ghostwriter. Then, if you're gonna do all that, just go
Listen,
ahead and pay them folks.
absolutely. I know quite a few ghostwriters too. I'm like, I can recommend somebody, but just don't steal my work, because I work too hard for this, to come out, to steady build, to grow as a writer. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the way that I'm improving and stuff as a writer. So for you to steal my work is like, it's heartbreaking.
Mm. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some. We're gonna get to some of your quotes here in just a second, but just get back to the. Oh yeah, these I gotta say some of these quotes on air. These are wild, boy. Woo wait. So what type of advice would you give to like inspire author? Inspire an author they want to write their first book or
um,
publish.
I would just tell them to not give up when things get difficult. I tell them to keep writing, through whatever is going on around them, and not to do it for the money. Do it for the passion, and the money comes like anything else you love. Money comes with doing what you love. So just make sure you're passionate about it, and not trying to write just because you want to make a couple dollars. Because you genuinely, to last, to want to be a lasting author, and maybe you want to last for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you have grandkids that you like, and your grandkids are amazed that you wrote all these books. Like, you want longevity in your career and everything. You do it for your passion and for your love of writing. The money will come with that. You got to kind of tune out the world sometimes. The literary world can be a nice place, but it can be a cruel place also. So you got to block out the noise, the negativity, the people that have issues with you, if they have issues with you, or other writers that are upset with you or whatever, because you might be excelling at a faster pace than them. You have to block all of that out. But if you love writing, you take the good with the bad, but you block all of that out, and you always write. You write from the heart. You write the things that you want. And if stuff get tough and difficult and you feel like giving up, if you're passionate about it, you got to keep going. Because out of those 49 books, it been the times and days where I never wanted to write again. But I love what I do so much that whether I get paid or not, I love writing. So I'm going to keep writing. So just don't ever give up.
All right, that'll work right there. So that's kind of before we change gears. I got to read some of these quotes here. This on my channel pretty much. I don't. They'll be all right.
Okay.
Some of the stuff is Captain Crunch or Cap on here, but I feel you though. All right, I'm on the Instagram right now. They can't see it, but I can see it. But they can see it later on. Y'all can follow along if you want to. But fellas, don't be quiet during sex. That old ish is very important to the ladies. Why is that? Why is it important?
Well, first, that wasn't my work. That was just a meme that I just posted up there.
You got your name on it now.
But it is definitely important because we want to hear those things. We want to hear that you're enjoying yourself. You don't supposed to be quiet. And I make sure that my characters are not quiet. That's one thing that I've had readers tell me they love, because the characters aren't quiet and I don't skip over sex scenes. I have a lot of author friends, and I've read a lot of authors even that aren't my friends, just fellow authors that absolutely hate writing sex scenes. And so they will write up into the moment, and then they will let you use your imagination. Me, I'm going to type it all out. All of that. So that's why I posted that. So I want, like I said, I want you to feel like you're there. I don't skip over sex scenes. I don't skip over writing them. I try to make them believable and dramatic at the same time, because I don't feel like you're supposed to be quiet. So
yeah, that's why a lot of people love you so much and everything. You get a lot of responses on your social media.
Yeah.
Love and hate. We got a few more to go, then we'll make it more friendly here. But the next scene you put it online, I know this not yours, but you tagged it anyway. Tighten your pussy on his dick. Look at him in your eyes, then lick your lips. What's going on with that?
So pretty much the same thing. You want to get that attention. You want to grab that attention. And so when I'm writing erotica and when dealing with sex, you want to make sure you write in scenes and you're doing stuff to grab those people's attention that make people be like, wait a minute, did she just post that? I get a lot of people that say, India, you post the stuff that people are scared to post. You say the things that people are scared to say when it comes to writing erotica and when it comes to being an erotic author and using your persona. Because I have to also remind people that's my persona. That's me as an author. That's not me as India you might meet in the street. I might not be the same person. You know what I'm saying? Because my persona is giving you what you see on my Instagram and giving you those same things that you see in my book. But in reality, I'm really quite shy.
Man, we're your husband now. We're gonna talk about okay.
he's
It's for him, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta ask all that, but hey, he enjoying this. That's what's up,
Absolutely. And he's funny because he just laughs because he sees all these comments and stuff, and these people's comments, especially like couples and stuff, or even guys like me, like, hey, I just showed this to my girl and all this other kind of stuff. Like, I get all kind of comments from the stuff that I post on Instagram. So
yeah, do your thing, husband. I feel you, bro. Yeah, enjoy it, boy. I got one more to go. This is the last one, then we'll change gears.
okay.
Wow, I should not even be reading this one anyway. Oh man. But you got a lot of hand clap emojis and fires on all this stuff. This is crazy. So the last one, we're going to quote from your Instagram, of course.
Okay.
Watching him lick his lips after he... Oh, shoot, excuse me. watching him lick his lips as he rises from his head from between your thighs. A lot of people love this quote.
Yeah, I see how many likes was on there, and I just couldn't believe it. I was cracking up. But
This fast.
right. Also, that's the same thing. It's just about reminding you of things that you want that you enjoy and stuff. And it's like pretty much the same when I'm doing my erotica. That's something that I'm big on self pleasure for both the man and the woman. I don't believe in it just being on the woman or just being on the man. And so that's why I posted that. And also, like, it's the same like with my books. I make sure that, which in reality, I guess is not so true, because I see a lot of people complaining about not the self pleasure. I mean, the pleasure not being equal. Some men get it and some women get it, but some people, they like, well, I'm not doing that. So for me, and for far as my characters in the book, it's always going to be a give and receive type of thing. So, and I believe in that. So that was why I posted that one, and that's also what I put in my books and stuff like that. So, and my readers love that too.
Man, these titles, man, I'm go ahead and click off of this, but everything involving some type of wetness or tongue or something, somewhere.
Absolutely, that's how it has to be.
I ain't gonna say nothing about this one with a bunch of peanuts and laughing emojis. We're gonna leave that one alone right now. But hey, it's doing like this.
Right, they can follow along.
But let's kind of change gears here for a second. Since we are a car channel as well.
Okay.
Actually, let me for a few more book questions.
Okay.
Who's your favorite author coming up?
Oh my God, there's been so many. Eric Jerome Dickey was,
Rest in peace.
yes, at the top of my list. I was a big Zane fan. I still like Zane, but I was a big Zane fan back then when I first came out. Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins. Oh my God, it's so many.
Beverly Jenkins. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yes, I love her. She writes the historical romance. Oh my God, it's so many. Omar Tyree, that were really popular in the 90s and stuff like that. But just some of them to name a few.
All right. So if you want to, how you talk about putting some of your books on film? Yeah, is that something in the process, or is something that you already done already?
That's nothing I don't have a big interest in it. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing something. Like, I see a lot of right now with Netflix and the popular movie channels. I see a lot of books being turned into movies, and I think that's great. But I've never had a desire. I've always wanted to write. So if the opportunity comes along, I'm not going to turn it down. I'll see what you're talking about, definitely. But it's just not the actual film side of it, and the movie side of it was never anything I was like super passionate about. Like I just had to go into screenwriting, or I just had to see my stuff on the big screen. But I would like to see it, but it just was never anything that I was striving for.
You never know one of these days. Man, all these actors out here in Atlanta and, on this side of the country, I mean, you don't have to pay much,
Yeah.
I mean, most people probably do it for free,
Look.
to get on.
Right. That's why I said I would never turn it down. It just was never a passion. Like, I know people who I write to get my stuff on film. I want my stuff on film. I've never had that desire, but like I said, I won't turn it down if an opportunity presents itself.
So if the opportunity I know you're not really interested in that. If it actually would come down to it, which book would it be if it was your choice? Maybe 2 books, by the way. There you go.
I don't know. I have a book I wrote earlier in my career. It's called The Red Room. I would like to see that one probably. In film. I would really like to see that on film. Another one would be maybe my book Clutch and Moan. I think I would like to see that one on film. Yeah, those 2. Yeah.
You know what? Those are 2 of the books I was thinking about.
Really?
That could be put on on film. Maybe like It don't have to be like no big movie. I mean, like you said, it can
Right,
be like on TV or maybe on Amazon or something.
right, yeah,
You know, something like that. You know,
and make it an exclusive or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
could be like a 2-part episode. So, bam.
yeah. But those, I don't know why those two books came to mind. But like I said, I always got so much positive feedback from the Red Room, especially. And the Red Room started out as a short story that I had end up posting on my blog, and I had people earlier in my career like, God, like this is a great story or whatever like that, and I end up turning it into a book.
Hmm. One more book I'm thinking about is Seduced by the General.
Seduced by the General. I didn't think about that one.
That actually be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too much into the story. I know, golly, I don't want to give the story away. You give us a little bit of it. I'm gonna give too much information.
Story away. They gotta go buy it to enjoy it so they can find out what we're talking about.
That actually a good story on film. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. I
It
had
got everything you need in there.
I had a reader, she fell in love with that book. She wrote me this long review. She absolutely fell in love with Seduced by the General. And I was so excited because I felt like the book didn't get its just due. Like with certain films, you feel like you find out some people liked it and some people didn't. And I had more people that didn't like Seduced by the General than did. But the one girl who really enjoyed it, like she was in my inbox and everything, and she would just let me know how much she enjoyed it, and it made me feel good because I thought it was a great story. But like I said, some people agreed and some people didn't, which is fine because everybody's going to have their own opinion. I wasn't mad about it, but just the fact that she enjoyed it as much as she did really made my day, because I'm like, this is a great story, great storyline. So I was really excited about it.
Yeah, that book is actually a sleeper. It gives you pretty much everything that you normally would write about, but it got like some other twists and turns in there.
Yes,
It's pretty much right in line like some of the other stuff that's been turned into like a mini series or whatnot.
yes.
It's it'll get you guys real good. I'm telling you. Just don't sleep on the Seduced by a General.
Thank you. I think it would be. I think I didn't think about a miniseries. I think it would. That book would actually be good as a miniseries. Absolutely. But thank you.
Man, that could be like a 5-part series if you want to, but hey, it's easy. I
Right.
mean, it ain't gonna be easy for you, but I'm just saying. But
Right.
that'd be an easy book to do.
Yeah, I like that one too. That was one of my earlier books. I really enjoyed writing that too. I love all of my books. I get a lot of questions about people asking me like which one is the favorite. I'm like, out of 49 books, I really honestly don't have a favorite. I'll pick them. I'll pick one or two or whatever if people ask me, but I love all of my books. I came up with these stories. So I love the stories that I tell.
Oh wow! All right, let's go ahead and change gears for a second. We pretty much towards the end of the show, so we are a card channel as well. We talk about everything else, but what was your first and favorite card coming up?
Um, what's my first car? I think my first car was a Honda, a little small Honda, 89 Honda, I think.
Oh man,
I think so.
you
Cause
telling your age over here, unless somebody gave you a hand me down.
yeah, it was a used car. My dad, he didn't believe in neither one of my parents. They didn't believe in buying new cars, and my dad loved used cars. He felt like, you can get a lot of mileage out of a used car, so he was really into used cars. So I think that was my first car, and then after that, it was an Escort. Um, but my favorite car that I've always wanted was a 1996 Ford Mustang, a green one with gold rims. I don't know why, but I fell in love with that car when I first seen it, and that is still my favorite car to this day. I've always wanted one, and that year had to be that year.
Why 96?
Huh?
Why 96?
I don't know. I have no idea. It just had to be that car. I just fell in love with that car. And then after that was like the Chargers that are out now. I love the Charger that's out now, or the one that came out last year. And the Camaro. I like fast cars.
Oh yeah, y'all do y'all thing up there in the Midwest. I'm not gonna lie, y'all riding.
I love fast cars, so that those would be. I would want to get, like, if I could get a new car tomorrow, it would be a Camaro or a Charger. But I've always wanted a Mustang. But I didn't like the ones that came out after that, like the newer ones. And the Mustang that came out after the 90s, I just didn't, when they started changing the front of them, I didn't care for them no more, the style of them. I just liked that particular one. And I had my a brother, my older brother, one of my older brothers, he was dating this girl at the time. And I went to the car with him, and she had a purple 96 Mustang, drop top, 96 Mustang, and it had gold rims. And I loved the car, but I wanted it to be hunter green.
I was actually going to say that green convertible Mustang with the gold rims. That was going to be a convertible, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I knew it. It's too
Yeah.
cold for a drop top, but y'all do it anyway.
I mean, because our summers are really summers, our summers are really summers, even though our summer and y'all summer is like totally different because y'all heat like to kill somebody, our heat
Mm.
is hot, but y'all heat is dangerous hot. But we like to enjoy our summers. Plus our summers don't last long because they're only 4 months and 4 or 5 months, if that. And we might get lucky into September. Like I think today was in the 80s. That's unusual for us.
Mm.
We were happy though, but that's unusual for us.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm from Dallas, Texas myself, but our weather in Texas is interesting.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
I moved to Atlanta, the weather is similar, but it gets like hot in
Yeah,
Atlanta. I guess they don't call it hot Atlanta for nothing.
yes.
They're sure is correct.
Yeah, it's always hot. I think the one time that I went to Atlanta, that it was cold, it was snowing, and everything was shut down because they didn't know what to
Mm.
do with the snow because they never got snow, and we just amazed because we come from Michigan and it's like it's snow every year here, so we know what to do in snow, but
Man, Negroes can't drive. Come on now.
yeah, they can't drive down here either, so.
All right, let's be. Oh yeah, that's facts on that. So we pretty much gonna be towards the end right now. Do you have any type of once we get off air, I want you to stay on for a second. We're gonna chop it up.
Okay.
So, what's your final thoughts at this time?
I just want to say thank you for having me. If you're interested in finding out more about me, please visit my website, haveyouhadthepleasure.net. Outside of books, I also make candles and body oils for men and women, beard oils, perfume oils, cologne, things like that. Also, everything is available on my website. Um, check me out. All my books are available on Amazon to download. If you want paperbacks, you can also get those from my website. And that's it.
Do you autograph some of your books as well? If somebody
Yes,
wanted autograph?
yes. So if they purchase them from my website, they already come to them autographed, but they can get them off Amazon and they can send them to me. Or like if I have an event, I have people bring the books to me that they purchase and ask me to sign.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Ah, I got one more. I got to do it. Dang, this gonna be pretty. This gonna be pretty mild. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
This on your page. It's not mine. Have you? You have to fuck her so good she'll be walking around with that after D glow. Is that a real thing?
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely true, and it's in several of my books, if not all of them. But yes, that glow is very true, and I think uh whoever made the meme, just letting you know that it is possible for a woman to be completely satisfied and have that glow when she walks around, and she got that glow. She happy and she been satisfied, and I try to make sure all of my characters are satisfied.
I'm getting off of this. It's enough of this stuff. Golly, dang. I thought I saw all of them, but dang, they just keep popping up.
No, it's quite a few, and I've had that page for quite a while.
Whew.
First, it was a good page, and then it turned into a bad page or a X-rated page.
I don't even know when it was a good page. I have no idea. That was like
That was a
I
long
ain't no telling.
right. That was a long time ago, about 6 or 7 years ago, probably.
Sure, I don't get me a line right now. I ain't been on Instagram that long, but hey, that's on you guys. But yeah, y'all need to stop hating with the algorithm. Let them make some money.
Right. That's what I tell them all the time. But I'm gonna just have to build my own audience, bring my own audience and stuff, and do some events and stuff once we get the world under control and stuff like that. I like to do some different things.
Do you
From
have a YouTube page or anything like that yet?
No, I don't have a YouTube page. I'm actually nervous about being on camera, so I have people.
You don't have to be on camera. You can just put an avatar like this.
Okay,
You know, a lot of people don't show their face anyway.
I
Trolling.
that because I get a lot of people asking me for to go on and talk about advice, like read questions, talk about advice for dating and sex and things like that, since that's stuff that I write about. And I had one girl, she wanted me to do a sex, wine, and chill class with women or whatever. So I want to do those things, but I'm so nervous about being on camera. But I did have somebody else tell me, like, well, you don't have to be on camera, just show your hands or just do this. And then I had somebody say, well, read the sneak peeks and the snippets from my book on camera, but the stuff that's gonna come out of my mouth is still gonna get me in trouble with social media. So I had recorded a poem, erotic poem that I did, and tried to upload it to, I think, Instagram or TikTok, and they was like, "Nah, you can't do that." So,
Dang, oh Lord, TikTok. I'm not even gonna get started with TikTok, especially Twitter.
yeah,
Have you been on Twitter in a while?
I haven't been. I used to be on Twitter.
Don't. You gonna be like, this is not fair.
Twitter, I actually got a lot of interviews from. I would post my snippets and stuff on there. In the beginning, Twitter was very beneficial to me, to my career, but after that, I just stopped being on it as much. But I heard people telling me to get back on, so I don't know, maybe.
I mean, it's. I mean, if some people like certain things, that's good for them. But
Right.
I, I have to. I guess I have to engage a little bit more in social media, but I'm not a social media person like that. To
Okay.
be real about it, but especially if you think TikTok is bad, if you go on Twitter right now, you're gonna be shaking your head like, "Why they keep flagging me? They letting this shit fly, huh?"
That's
Man,
crazy.
they on there just fucking away.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie to you right now. Not gonna lie to you. It
uh,
could be some regular stuff, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm getting off of here. If I'm on there more than 10 minutes, it's going to. I'm like, I'm gonna see something I don't need to be seeing.
right. Right.
I had to just go ahead and just turn off Twitter, just turn everything off. It just ain't what it is, but we do appreciate you for coming through on the Writers Book Club with Mister Old Skool Ryder. Also, my special guest, India Norfleet.
Thank you for having me.
Stay on the line. I'm going to talk to you for a second.
Okay.
All right. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, go ahead and like and share, subscribe to buy all her products and everything she got. And we're over and we're out. Stay right there, India.
Okay. Who is that? Who is that on the steps?